Long ago, in a distant kingdom, there was a king named Sultan Ahmad, known far and wide not just for his wisdom, but for his boundless compassion and kindness. He ruled with a heart full of empathy and a desire to make the One cold winter evening, as the king sat on his throne, he heard a knock at the palace door. It was a poor beggar, hunched over from the cold, with barely any clothes to protect him. His face was worn with age, and his hands trembled as he held a small piece of bread, which he offered to the king. The beggar spoke humbly, "Your Majesty, I bring this bread to you as a gift, for you are known to be a generous and kind ruler. I have nothing else to offer but my gratitude." The king, surprised by the beggar's gesture, took the bread but refused to accept it as a gift. "You are hungry, and this bread is yours," the king said. "Come, sit by my fire, and let me give you warmth and food." The beggar was overwhelmed by the king's kindness. He had never experienced such compassion from anyone, let alone a king. The warmth from the fire melted his cold heart, and for the first time in many years, he felt at peace. King Ahmad, noticing the beggar's worn-out shoes, ordered his servants to bring him a new pair of shoes and a cloak to keep him warm. He also commanded his cooks to prepare a feast for the beggar. The beggar, in disbelief, asked the king, "Why are you doing this for me? I am just a poor man." The king smiled and replied, "It is not about your wealth or your status. In the eyes of God, we are all the same. If I can offer comfort and kindness to even one person, then I have fulfilled my duty as a king." Compassion is not about wealth, it is about the heart. The beggar, filled with gratitude, asked the king, "But how can I ever repay you for your kindness?" Sultan Ahmad answered gently, "You need not repay me. Instead, pass on this kindness to others when you can. Help those in need, show them compassion, and this will be your repayment to me." The beggar left the palace that day not just with new clothes and food, but with a heart full of joy and a new understanding of kindness. He vowed to live by the king's words, spreading compassion wherever he went. Years passed, and King Ahmad's reputation for kindness grew. People from all over the land came to him, not just for justice, but for his compassionate guidance. The kingdom flourished, not only in wealth but in spirit, for the king's heart had touch the hearts of many. One day, when Sultan Ahmad grew old, he gathered his people. He looked out over his kingdom and said, "The true strength of a ruler is not in the power they hold, but in the compassion they show. If you remember nothing else from my reign, remember this: kindness is the greatest form of wealth, for it is everlasting and will always return to you in unexpected ways." And so, Sultan Ahmad passed away, but his legacy of compassion lived on. His story became a legend, inspiring countless people, reminding them that kindness and compassion were the true treasures of life. True wealth is not measured by what you possess, but by how much you give. Compassion and kindness have the power to change lives, and it's in giving to others that we find our greatest strength.